Complicating the sexual revolution is yet another factor. China's one-child policy that's obvious on every street corner. It was originally meant to control a population explosion, but birth control has accidentally created a social revolution too. By ending the pressure on Chinese women to have many children. This has liberated them to do other things, just as happened in the West in the 60s, says Professor Pan Sui-Ming, a leading expert on the sexual revolution.
I always say the Cultural Revolution is the father of the sexual revolution, and the one-child policy is the mother, because the one-child policy liberated them from the birth so much children. So they have the rights and the chance to be educated, to get a job. I think the one-child policy maker in that time never think of the sexuality. They just think of the population problem. But if you give the policy, the sexual revolution is coming.
The one-child policy has had a bizarre impact. Chinese families have traditionally preferred boys to girls, so many families have used abortion to ensure they had a male heir. That has given China the most unbalanced population in the world, with far too many men chasing far too few women. Armies of men now face the prospect of never having a wife or family. Especially poor men who can't compete with those in the big city. They come from the so-called floating population. Over 50 million men flooding into the big cities in scenes reminiscent of the Great Depression. Everywhere there is the dream of a modern China. But countless millions feel left out. They're economically and sexually frustrated, like migrant worker Jie Zhuan.
In Beijing, the woman's requirements are quite high. Most women expect a man to own an expensive place to live. I'm not good enough. First, because I do not have $200,000 worth of real estate. And second, because my height is not above 173 centimeters.
For people like us who come from the villages, there are very few girls. Almost none. Almost none.
We came here and worked hard for so many years. Not being able to find a mate is a big regret in life.
The government knows this female shortage is an explosive social problem. There have been large increases in gangs and violent crime. It's a ticking time bomb, with single men expected to outnumber women by more than 30 million within a decade. This imbalance has also unleashed the dark side of the sexual revolution, and one that embarrasses the communist government. An illicit sex trade on every corner.
I can feel your tension, baby. Since that you need some relief,
Various sex places. They're everywhere.
They're filled with poor migrant girls who've come to the city, their heads full of dreams. But many end up in a nightmare and are lured into the sex trade. The girls wait in a windowless basement for 10 hours a night for a customer who wants to take them back to their hotel for sex.
The price is fixed at $75. Then later, he'll say he only has $35. If you don't take it and leave, he might beat you up.
This is the mama-san, who brings in 10 girls for the clients to select, and then 10 more. Most are village girls who know nothing about safe sex, nor do their clients. And this ignorance is feeding the widening AIDS epidemic.
The girl comes from the countryside. They have no disease. But who gave the HIV to them? Yeah, the men, especially the rich men. They have money. They can call 10 girls together one time.
Many men refuse to wear condoms, and some force the girls to have unprotected sex.
If I meet those who don't want to wear a condom, I can say I won't do it.
Are there clients who force you?
Yes, like the ones who drink too much and hold your hands down. So even if you don't want to, you have to. When I was in school, my teacher asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I said I wanted to be a police officer, but now I'm doing something that could get me arrested. It's humiliating.
This is a recent brothel bust where prostitutes are publicly shamed on the street. The government periodically lashes out like this to appease the older generation. They shut down brothels, discos, even art shows in a desperate attempt to straddle the growing sexual divide between generations.